Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Space Muffin, and this is the Void Playground. We are joined by JD
What's up, everybody?
and Mythic at this point, autograph collector Jumpman. Jumpman, how are you doing today?
Oh, good. I'm ready.
JD, how are you?
I'm doing
Ready for
good.
Spider-Man.
So, guys, today we are talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. All of us have seen the movie. We're going to try to do a spoil-free discussion. It was written by Phil Lord, and it was directed by I can't even pronounce this guy's name. Jumpman, do you know how to pronounce the director's name? Is it Joaquin?
That was Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Oh yeah. Christopher Miller. I know, like they both wrote it, but I think Joaquin Santos.
It's Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
They're really good, yeah. So real quick, JD, what's your experience with Spider-Man movies, just in general?
So, in terms of Spider-Man movies so far, it's been really great, especially like our classic ones we grew up watching with Tobey Maguire. Did not like the Andrew Garfield one because of how the storyline was written out, but the Tom Holland one rescued it. And then the animated ones, Into the Spider-Verse, and then this one is the second one. They were pretty good. I really liked it. Yeah. What about you guys? What do you guys think about Spider-Man so far?
Yeah, Jumpman, I want to hear from you.
The original Tobey Maguire trilogy is great. I probably like the third one more than most people, but the second one is definitely the best. The Amazing Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I kind of agree with JD. Like it's almost forgettable.
I think that I actually liked the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. Obviously not. I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but I thought it was pretty decent. The second Amazing Spider-Man has a really good costume. I think like the costume for that one is really good, but they are kind of just forgettable movies. Nothing against Andrew Garfield. I thought he was a really good Peter Parker / Spider-Man.
No, Andrew Garfield is a great actor. It's just how the storyline was progressed.
100%. Yeah, I just we're gonna say Jumpman.
Although, despite my feelings with the Amazing Spider-Man films, I would be down for an Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield back.
Okay, I can.
If they can write
that.
the story, like if they do the story well.
No Way Home kind of revitalized Andrew Garfield.
I think of the three Spider-Mans, like I think Tom Holland is actually, and there's nothing against Tom Holland. I think he's the weakest like Spider-Man as far as the acting goes. But I think his stories are like the stories are really great, and it's really cool that he's in the MCU. If that makes any sense.
I kind of disagree. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are both great actors. I just feel like Tom Holland it's more youthful Spider-Man. Like that's what I like about his performance compared to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. But that's mainly because of the age of the actor combined with the writing.
I think that with the Sam Raimi movies, the ones with Tobey Maguire, I think he really like, especially with Spider-Man 2, but really with all three of them, he understands the character of Spider-Man, where you have to put Peter Parker under pressure, right? Like you gotta like Spider-Man 2, right? He loses his powers, his girlfriend's having problems, like all this stuff, and it's just such a good kind of representation of Spider-Man. I like the like if I had to pick, like I would say, like, gun to my head, like, I had to rank them. I would say no, not Andrew Garfield. Sorry, Tobey Maguire. Those ones, and then probably the Tom Holland ones are very close second, and then the Andrew Garfield ones.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can respect that.
Gun to my head, like this is like the situation. So,
I have to agree with that ranking.
The thing is also that Spider-Man is known for its like one-liners, like quips. And they're really cheesy, and I feel like that was lacking in the Tobey Maguire trilogy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's some iconic memes that came out of the Sam Raimi Tobey Maguire trilogy.
well, memes are one thing though, but I mean, if you actually watch the Sam Raimi trilogy, like you don't really get much of that when you see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man,
Interesting. I'll have
where
to
he's
rewatch
doing
them. I
these
mean, I've seen him a
one-liners,
million times, but
pieces one-liners
yeah.
when he's
I
going up against the baddies.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
each, yeah, I think with the Tom Holland ones, like I wasn't really a big fan of Far From Home. That was probably my least favorite of the three.
Yeah,
But No Way Home, amazing, and then obviously,
yeah,
Homecoming was really good.
No homing re
yes.
no what was
No Way Home.
No Way Home redeemed Far From Home.
Oh, I agree. That
Yes.
being said, I did like Jake Gyllenhaal. I loved what they did with Mysterio. How he was like,
Yeah.
he worked for like Tony Stark. I thought that was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in No Way
Mysterio
Home.
is really cool.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the movie just didn't like 100% do it for me. Having said that, it's one of those situations. So this is what's weird, though, guys. I believe. Okay, so we're going to talk about Into the Spider-Verse, the first one of the Spider-Verse trilogy, or sorry, I guess, trilogy now, or quadrilogy, whatever we're planning to do.
Leak.
But
no, it's a trilogy at the very least.
I think that Into the Spider-Verse is one of the best superhero movies ever made. Like, it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no dull moments. There was no.
Yes.
The animation was beautiful. The voice acting was great. I mean, the writing was wonderful. It was just a really. I was shocked by the movie when it came out. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, right? And when they announced this movie, I'm like, it's probably not going to live up to the first one. You know what I mean? It's probably not going to be as good. That's kind of what my thought process was. And so I kind of went in again with like kind of low expectations. And once again, I was kind of blown away. Like, I don't know. Like, this is the longest, I believe this is the longest animated movie ever made by an American studio. And it felt like it just went by, right? So, I don't know. JD, how do you feel about this movie, Across the Spider-Verse?
Okay, so just like you, when you said that the movie just flew by, I felt the same. For me, I really thought it only had been an hour since the movie had since it passed.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Suddenly, during that particular scene, you guys know what scene I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Towards the end, yeah, I thought we had at least another 45 minutes, but no.
Yeah, dude, this movie just zoomed by.
Yeah, I do have a funny story when I saw the movie. Actually, it kind of fun. Evidently, in my theater screening here in Reading, there was like a storm going on, and I guess the power went out in the theater and it stopped the movie dead.
That is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So the movie theater was trying to fix it and get it back up. The whole audience was probably waited a good 10 minutes until it started back up.
That is hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that actually happened to me when I went and saw it.
So let's talk about let's get into the nitty-gritty here without spoilers. I like what they did with Gwen Stacy in this movie. I like how they give her a little bit more backstory. And here's what I like about these movies too. They can easily lean on like you're saying, Jumpman, the cheesiness, but they do a good job at like making it feel like each character is like a real character. Like you kind of, okay, what's the word? Like they really expand on like the interactions. Like, and I really like this with Miles Morales, how they kind of put pressure on him, right? He's got the family drama. He's got like the drama of being Spider-Man. So they do a really good job at this, but then also, I don't know. Before the podcast started, we were talking about like multiverse movies, right? And there's kind of been a lot of them. Obviously Doctor Strange, obviously this movie, obviously
they mentioned. So spoiler alert, they did mention a little bit of Doctor Strange in the movie.
They did, yeah. No, they mentioned Doctor Strange, but I mean also like Everything Everywhere All at Once is a multiverse movie.
Yeah,
The Flash is a multiverse movie.
That mention of Doctor Strange is not the only connection to the MCU that they made. There's
yeah.
one other connection.
There's another one. Yes. So,
Yes, of an appearance, special appearance.
but I just want to get you
certain
guys'
actor.
opinion. Jumpman, what is your opinion on like the flux, like between really 2018 till now, like all these multiverse movies coming out? I mean, obviously we're in the multiverse saga with the MCU,
Yeah.
but like non-MCU movies and all that fun stuff with the multiverse. How do you feel about this trend, Jumpman?
I'm for it.
Okay.
I'm really excited to see the King Dynasty and Secret Wars, especially. Like I want to see the multiverse crossover, basically. Like
Okay.
I want my Fox X-Men character actors appearing in the MCU. I want Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire appearing in the MCU again.
So, JD, how do you feel about kind of the multiverse theme of not just the MCU, but just in general?
Just in general, for me, I actually like seeing the multiverse because of each iteration of their personalities is different in each universe. Like Miles Morales in our universe, the one that we know, is different from Miles Morales in a different universe. So that's how we see it in not just in this movie, but also in other movies like Doctor Strange, for example, is another one. Multiverse of Madness was also a great one that showed different personalities of our favorite characters.
Interesting.
You know?
So just a quick side note. We're gonna go off on a side note here with The Flash. I know you both have not seen The Flash. Okay.
Oh, switching from NC to DC.
Okay, so let's just talk about The Flash real quick. Obviously there's the huge controversy with Ezra Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So let's sweep that under the rug and let's kind of just look at the movie like as it is. I believe that this is one of the best. Okay, aside from obviously Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think this is what was one of the better, and obviously the Batman, but like just DC, EU. I think this was the best movie since Wonder Woman. Like that's just my opinion. It was hilarious. If you're our age, like Jumpman, if you grew up watching Michael Keaton as Batman, you're going to absolutely love the movie. It's
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, I definitely want to. Yeah, I definitely want to go see The Flash. Yeah.
Well, here's what's like. I mean, it's not making much money right now. So Spider-Man has made about 500 million, and I think The Flash is about at 130 million. But The Flash, okay. So the reason why I'm saying to go see this movie, guys, is we need more superhero movies like The Flash, where a lot of people are hating on it. And I thought like there are moments in this movie. There is it's a little small cameo that happened in the movie that I never thought would exist. I never thought like the two things that they put together would ever exist, and they did it, and it was amazing, and it was hilarious. The story's pretty good. The acting's pretty good. They kind of, what I like about The Flash is they kind of like obviously in the commercials they spoil it. There's two Flashes, right? And I like the fact that like Flash was kind of annoying in Justice League. You know what I mean? Like his character. But I like the fact that like the Flash that we know has to deal with like what the pain that we as the audience have gone through. Like he has to deal with that. So yeah, I think it's a movie that you guys should definitely go see if you haven't seen it. But going back to Spider-Man, okay. And this is where Spider-Man, kind of really worked with me. Once again, the humanization, and all that fun stuff. But more importantly, how did you guys feel? Obviously, the first one was really well animated. How did you guys feel about the animation?
It was great.
Oh,
amazing.
God, the animation was amazing.
Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like cell shaded almost. Like, do you guys know what that term means? Cell shaded.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so think like trying to think of some good cell shaded examples. They do it a lot in video games. So like Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Fire Emblem does that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. What game were you saying, Jumpman?
Fire Emblem does that.
Yeah, Fire Emblem. The new Pokemon games, they kind of have the cell shaded vibe. They don't lean on cell shading as heavily nowadays. They kind of like do a nice blend. But like stylistically speaking, this movie we were talking about Street Fighter on the other podcast. Like that's what this reminds me of, actually, kind of like this highly stylistic art style in this movie. And shout out to the animators, guys. Like they like, you don't feel like you're watching an animated movie. It's not like in your face, but like you're watching an animated movie. It's kind of interesting how they do it.
Yeah, I really like the art style, especially. Okay, I'm not going to spoiler territory. I won't say anything. But yeah, I like the art style. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and once again, like at this point, everyone knows it's a multiverse movie. You see tons of different Spider-Mans.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
You see some of the cool, like, I mean, just the like Spider-Mans that like if you're fans of the comic books, you get to see like all your fun different Spider-Mans, and so that's pretty cool. I like the fact that I don't know. This is just a really fun movie, guys. Like, I don't know any other way to describe it. Like, this is just a really, like, once again, it holds up to the original for sure.
It does. It's really good.
Do we want to say what our favorite Spider-Man cameo appearance is? Like, our favorite variant to see in the movie? Because there were so many of them.
Okay, so without spoiling it, that's kind of what I wanted to ask. I liked seeing Ben Reilly, so that's the Scarlet Spider, and I really loved seeing.
Your favorite?
Yeah, I would say it's my favorite. And also Spider-Man 2099. I love seeing him. So those are kind of my two.
So speaking of Spider-Man 2099, guess who the actor is?
Who is the actor?
Isn't it Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oscar Isaac's in multiple MCU movies. And like, there's a meme going around him being like the multiverse.
Yeah, well, he's in a lot of Marvel movies. He's Apocalypse. He's obviously in Moon Knight. Yeah, and then he's obviously in this movie. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, he did a good job. I really liked him.
Really good job.
The voice of Spider-Gwen in the Across the Spider-Verse is also the Hawkeye and the Hawkeye TV series.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah,
Haley Steinfeld. Yeah. So that's another interesting crossover.
She's good. I think she's really great.
I liked seeing the Insomniac Spider-Man from the video games because I love those video games.
Yes. That was a good cameo. Real quick though, so we went over our cameos. Okay, let's talk about this, guys. Okay, I'm going to talk about this. So for me, kind of an underrated part of this movie was the soundtrack. How did you feel about the soundtrack, John Man?
The soundtrack was all right. The soundtrack's good. I don't think it's as memorable as Into the Spider-Verse because that Post Malone song, Sunflower, like that's still stuck in my head.
Yeah, it is.
Like the song that they had for Across the Spider-Verse isn't as catchy. But it's cool. I do like the song. I do like the song though. It's still a good song.
The fact that it's stuck in like that song is stuck in your head 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later is kind of interesting. It's very impressive that
I mean, not only that, but it's also playing on the radio too once in a while. So you turn the radio, Sunflower comes on.
That's true. It's kind of like seeped into pop culture.
Yeah, it's a very popular song also.
Yeah.
So obviously we're getting a third movie. Would you guys be okay with them? Yes. Would you guys be okay with them making a fourth and a fifth and a sixth movie so long as they can maintain quality? Or is it like, no, I think they need to make it a trilogy. Let's not risk it. How do you feel about that, JD?
I'll go with the option where if they can retain the storyline and do it better each time and elevate the storyline, then yes. But if not, then 3 should be good enough.
It is really hard. Are we going to say, John Man?
I'm just agreeing with JD.
It is really hard to catch lightning in a bottle twice, let alone 3 times.
But at the same time, okay, so Into the Spider-Verse and then this one, they're both really good. Like this one actually elevates on into the Spider-Verse. So if they can make it better, like just elevate a little bit more, that'll be nice. You know,
I'm just saying
But-
there's very few franchises
Mhm.
where they can go beyond 3 movies
Yeah.
and just be spectacular.
Mhm.
Obviously Star Wars, that's a really good trilogy.
We don't talk about the other ones. but,
John
okay.
Wick, has maintained its quality throughout the 4 films. The Godfather,
Oh yeah, The
Yeah.
Godfather was good.
Jumpman. I don't know what trilogies am I missing that have maintained quality? Toy Story, I guess, too, has maintained quality.
Unless you, assuming you pretend that Toy Story 4 doesn't exist, yeah.
Well, okay, like, but what I'm trying to say is like, okay, so three movies and beyond, right? Like Toy Story 4 was, in my opinion, it was pretty good. Did you not like Toy Story 4?
It's okay, but they ended it perfectly at Toy Story 3.
I can
Yeah.
agree with that. I agree with that. But what I'm trying to say is you have a trilogy.
And they're
It's-
making a Toy Story 5.
okay,
Why?
they need to stop. They need to stop.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Indiana Jones had a really, I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but they had a really good like 3 movies, and then so if they were gonna make more Indiana Jones movies, they should have did it in the 90s, and like
Mhm.
before Harrison Ford became
Yeah.
too old.
He's
you know?
too old.
Oh, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Dial of Destiny.
I'm
I
still
wanna
gonna
see
watch
that.
it. Like I'm still a sucker for the like when they have the music playing in the trailer, and then like the ball thing drops and like dan, 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 like I gotta watch it now.
Do,
Unpopular
do we have any
opinion.
okay.
Do we have any predictions for what?
Maybe we probably going back to Spider-Man. Maybe do we have any predictions for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, like what we might see?
I don't know what's gonna happen. It's impossible because here's the thing, dude. Like I want to see more of like the alternate Spider-Mans. I think like them leaning into the fact that there was a universe of Spider-Mans. I think that they need to. I think like I would love to see them lean more into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But also, honestly, I would be cool with spinoff films of the different Spider-Mans. Like I would be cool with a Spider-Man 2099 spinoff. Like, you know what I mean?
I think they've already announced a spin-off film. That's
yeah,
going to be
the
like
Spider-Woman one, right?
focusing on the female Spider-Woman.
Yeah, like I'm
like-
I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with that. But like
Yeah,
it'd be cool to see
They've
like
already announced that.
like in this style with this team with these writers. Like it would be cool to see like a Scarlet Spider like story. You know what I mean?
I think in Beyond the Spider-Verse, because of it saying Beyond the Spider-Verse, I think we might get a segment of animated Miles Morales in a live-action universe setting.
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
Maybe
That'd be
not
very interesting.
maybe not for terribly long, but just maybe a little snippet. Like maybe Miles Morales goes into Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe
That'd be kind of cool.
briefly.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, live action.
Miles Morales anime version meets Miles Morales real life version.
So Sony
Yes.
has, in my opinion, redeemed themselves from the Garfield fiasco. I believe they've redeemed themselves. Obviously they did the
Again,
deal
guys.
with Marvel, but
Yeah.
I don't really count with that.
They
What were you
redeemed
gonna say?
themselves as soon.
Mhm.
They redeemed themselves as soon as they made that deal with the MCU
That's
Yeah.
to
true.
get Tom
Yeah.
Holland Spider-Man.
Again,
kinda
guys,
redeemed
we're
themselves
not,
with that.
yeah.
What were you
We're
gonna
not bashing on Andrew Garfield himself. We're bashing on the storyline of the Amazing Spider-Man.
say? For those of you, okay, look, Andrew Garfield, you guys need to watch Tick Tick Boom. Okay, like if you haven't seen that
Andrew
movie,
Garfield is a great actor.
yeah, if you go watch Tick Tick
He's the
Boom.
lovable stepchild. Okay,
Yeah.
He's amazing. But anyways, okay, but
he's amazing.
He's but
But but
That's
once
what
again,
Tobey Maguire said to him.
once again, I do like Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. I do like him as the character. I just once again, so like the story and all that. But
He's all right.
but kind of going back to what we were talking about, which I kind of forgot what that was. Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. We're talking about
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man here.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Or
no,
we
sorry.
can go
No,
back
actually,
to
no.
talk about Toy Story.
No. Hold on, Jumpman. I remember what I was going to say. So there's a lot.
Good.
Sony's doing a lot. They had the Morbius movie. They had Venom, Venom 2. They're releasing the Craven the Hunter movie. Do you think that like Sony just needs to relax for a little bit, or like do you feel like they're getting a little greedy?
I think Sony's getting carried away with these villain-centered films.
I think that
I just don't see how you do it without Spider-Man. I haven't had much interest in seeing like the Venom films or
so. Once again, Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, really great, but just the writing was like really
yeah.
weird for me. And then I didn't even watch Morbius, so it's just like
Yeah, I just don't have interest because there's no Spider-Man.
there's no
And
Spider-Man
they're
yet.
supposed to be Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, it is hard to have like Venom without Spider-Man, so it's kind of one of those.
Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, I think overall, though, guys, for those of you if haven't seen this movie, go see it. If you haven't seen The Flash, go see it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, let's do some kind of closing thoughts. We have about 4 minutes here. JD, what are your kind of closing thoughts on Spider-Man in general?
The Spider-Man universe, this movie was really good. I recommend everybody go watch it. The only thing that really ticked me off the most, because I messaged Space last night after I was done watching it. I got mad because I really thought there was like another good 45 minutes left of the movie, but it ended on a cliffhanger. So that's the only part I got mad about.
Jumpman?
Well, I was expecting the cliffhanger because I knew this was going to be a two-part thing, so I came in knowing that.
Kind of
I
like
But,
Fast
didn't
10,
read
right?
anything. Yeah. I did not read about
So-
anything. I didn't have anybody tell me anything. I just went in it blind.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys.
Well,
So,
Spider-Man.
what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just saying Spider-Man can do what a spider can.
That is right, guys. This has been the Void Playground. Spider-Man can, in fact, do whatever Spider-Man can or a spider can. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, we are going to close this podcast. You guys can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Google Podcasts, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts as well as YouTube. Thevoid.gg if you want to support us. And we guys hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and or night. All right, we'll see you guys.
See ya.
Yeah.